President Donald Trump says the U.S. is still watching Iran as he ordered a naval armada to head towards the Gulf. The move comes after he pulled back from a threat last week to strike the country over its deadly crackdown on anti-government protesters. The president said it was his threat to use force that stopped Tehran from hanging more than 830 protesters, a claim that Iran's top prosecutor says is completely false. The fate of those detained could still push Trump to take action. The president has said his two red lines are the killing of peaceful demonstrators and Tehran carrying out mass executions. As U.S. ships steam towards the Gulf, Iranian officials on Wednesday released their first official death toll from the protests, saying 3,117 people were killed. But rights groups dispute that, saying the actual number of dead could be much higher, at least 5,000, and maybe actually closer to 10,000. Despite the partial restoration of internet access, challenges remain in getting reliable information out of Iran. For more on this story, I'm joined on set by Ershad Alijani from France 24's The Observer's desk. Ershad, welcome. So I understand that last night internet was partially restored in Iran. With this access, do we have a clearer picture about what's happened over the past couple of weeks?
Yep. Before we go any further, a warning to our viewers, some of the images in the next section are graphic. If you are sensitive to such content, or if you are watching with young children, you may wish to look away for the next few minutes. Back to your question, yes and no. Restored means only 2% of the regular traffic just reestablished, according to NetBlocks, the international organization that monitors the internet shutdown. But even that small window has been enough for thousands of new videos to emerge. Those who can get online are paying exorbitant prices for just a few hours of internet connection, in some cases close to monthly minimum wage. So you can imagine what may surface if wider access returns and videos recorded across Iran being circulated online. Only then maybe we start to grasp the real scale of what has happened over the past 2 weeks. Last night, the UN special rapporteur on human rights on Iran, May Sato, said her office estimates that more than 20,000 protesters could have been killed by the regime of Ali Khamenei.
Now, what do the new videos that have emerged on social media since last night reveal to us?
Yeah, I would categorize them in two main categories, actually. The first show mass killings in cities, towns, regions, neighborhoods that we knew very little about. For example, this one is from Hafshan, is from a very poor province of Kohgiliye and Boy Rahmat, and we had no more information about this. The mass killing happened there, and the cameraman is being shot when he was filming. We have also the first-hand accounts from other towns in that region that we didn't know before last night, including Farrokhshar and Farsan, that the bloodshed happened there. The second category comes from the places where we already knew violence had occurred, but now we have more images, more proofs. For example, we knew in Tehran and suburbs that there's been a bloodshed, but we received new images from a morgue from Fardis, another suburb of a poor suburb of Tehran, that there are piles of bodies, the same images that we already seen from another morgue in Tehran, Kahrizak, for last few days. Or these images that you see that are very disturbing from Rash, that they had to move the bodies by lorries to the main graveyard of Rash. There are and we knew, for example, another thing, that we knew there are many bodies stored in the hospitals. Some medical staff had already given first-hand accounts to France 24, but now we have video evidence. The images show piles of bodies. This is not a figure of speech. They're literally piled up. that the images that are so violent we cannot even broadcast them. They're piled in the hospitals. And finally, regarding summary executions in the streets, we now have even more photos and videos. They show protesters being shot at close range with guns directly against their temples before the trigger was pulled.
As you mentioned, these are obviously very upsetting images. So, as you've been going through this, do you think it would be fair to say that Tehran has used an unprecedented level of violence against the demonstrators? And have they managed to curb the protests because of that?
I would not draw that conclusion so quickly. Initially, the regime was facing dozens of major protests in dozens of cities. Now it's dealing with thousands of smaller confrontations in every city at almost every funeral, and we know that there would be thousands of them. We have received videos from several cities that, as you see in these images, that the funerals turn to anti-government, anti-regime protests. People chanting death to Khamenei, down with Khamenei. With every killing, execution, and arrest, the hatred instilled in the population has grown, and each new storm has been stronger in the last couple of years. And we know dictators must win every battle, but people only need to win one.